Hi, today I'm going to talk about trust. Tolstoy, who wrote War and Peace, which I've never read, I've started it and didn't get very far, but it is on my list. He also wrote a book called, I think it's called Anna Karenina. Haven't read that. I don't own a copy of that book, but I do know that the first sentence of that book is rather well known. And he says in that first sentence, happy families are all alike. Unhappy, or every unhappy family, is unhappy in its own way. And one of the points of that statement is that there are certain traits, certain characteristics that every happy family shares, or every successful family. Some people might use the word successful. I like to use the word healthy. Every healthy family shares certain characteristics. And some of those I've talked about in other videos. A sense of belonging. I did a short video on how important it is to help people to feel that they belong. Affirmation. I did a short little, a couple minutes on how important it is to affirm each other, and that is another trait that healthy families share. They affirm and encourage each other and support each other. Another one is what I'm talking about today is trust. That healthy families develop a sense of trust among and within their family. So what does this trust look like? Well, there are certain aspects of trust. One is that my family can trust me to keep their confidence. So if my children share something with me or my spouse shares something with me, they can trust me to not go share it with somebody else if they give it to me in confidence. That is very important. Now, my husband had to learn that, 27, 28 years ago, in the first couple of years of our marriage, when he shared something with a group of people that we didn't know very well. Thankfully, we did end up becoming good friends with this group, but trust me, while he was sharing it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, So we had to have a little talk afterwards, and so he learned really early on that some things you don't share without permission. But keeping that confidence is very important, a very important aspect of trust. Another aspect is if my children come to me with their failures, with a sin in their life that they are sharing with me, they need to be able to trust me to not shame them for it. They need to be able to trust me to not explode in anger. They need to be able to trust me to not give them the cold shoulder or ignore them. So our attitude, or the way we express ourselves, how we react to things that our family members do or say, is another aspect of trust in our lives. So they should be able to trust me in the way that I react. That I don't explode in anger, that I don't look at them in disgust or contempt, or, like I said, shame them. Other things that have to do with trust is being reliable. Am I reliable? Can they trust me to, and in our case, I usually am the one that is responsible for dinner at our home. Can they trust me that I'm going to have dinner for them, whether I feel like it or not? There is going to be a dinner. Now, that doesn't mean sometimes I don't say, yeah, we're going out. But more likely than not, I'm going to make dinner whether I feel like it or not. And that helps me. I'm dependable. They can depend on me for that, because that is the way we have broken up some of our chores in this family. So being reliable to do those kind of things. Also just reliable to just show up at certain events or show up in each other's lives. So that kind of trust, we can trust each other for that. We can trust each other to be faithful in lots of ways. So in relationship ways, can my husband trust me to be faithful with the money that we have in our account, that I'm not going to squander it, that I'm going to use it wisely? Those are ways that I can show trust or be a trustworthy person. So anyway, the list goes on. I can't even go over all the examples of what trust could look like, but those are some of the main ways that trust can look in a family and in a marriage. The main thing is to really think about it, and are you keeping that idea of being trustworthy in the forefront of your mind when it comes to your marriage and your family. And ask your family members. Be brave. Ask and say, what am I good at when it comes to being trustworthy? In what ways do you feel that I'm trustworthy? Are there ways you think I can improve? That's the brave part. And be willing to listen. In what ways can I improve? It might hurt a little. It might sting, like getting a shot at the doctor office, but it doesn't mean it's not good for you to hear it. So in what ways can I improve at being trustworthy and building a culture of trust within our family? And point it out in your husband, in your wife, in your children when you see them being trustworthy, or think through the ways that they're trustworthy. Don't wait till you see it. They've been trustworthy in the past, and there's certain things that they do. Call them out on it and say, look, I appreciate the fact that you are trustworthy in this way. I am so thankful that I can rely on you to do this, to be this, and call each other out on being trustworthy, and just also see, are there ways that you can improve or help develop a sense of trust within your family and among your family members and within your marriage. And I guess that's it for now.